Here's a strategy that claims it just doesn't lose.
Welcome to my new viewers. To my subscribers, welcome back. My name is Mike. This is my channel where I look at, review, and try different craps strategies. Thanks for joining.
Hey everyone, it's Mike. Welcome back to my channel. So, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I am a very big fan of Waylon's Way YouTube channel. He plays craps. He has thousands of strategies, anything from very basic to very complex. A lot of dark side, and pretty much covers everything you'd ever need to know. So I've been watching a few of his videos lately, and I came across this one that he just posted a few days back that I had to try because he says, and I'm showing his screen, he says this is the strategy that he has never lost with. So obviously I've got to try that. Let me explain it to you and then we'll roll it out. It's pretty simple. He says play it on a bubble craps because you want to start off with a small bet. Because you're going to, it's not really a martingale, but you're going to replace your initial bet with your previous shooter's losses, if that makes sense. So if shooter one rolls 4 or 5 times and then sevens out and you end up losing $5 on that shooter, your next shooter, you start with an initial bet of $5. And let me explain what that means. So I'm going to come over to Crapsy, and I've been playing it for a while, but I'm going to start over. Let's start fresh. The problem I'm going to have is, in order to play small bets like $1, to place a $1 bet, I have to play the low roller on Crapsy, and the low roller on Crapsy only gives me a $500 starting rack. So this is one of those strategies where you may end up putting some pretty big bets out there, and that's why you start off very low. But let's walk through it. You start off with a field bet, and whatever you put in the field bet, you double that amount and put it on the 6 and 8. Okay? Very simple. The problem is keeping track so that you know what the next bet needs to be in the field. And let me explain. If we start off with a $1 field bet, then by Waylon's definition, we would put $2 on the 6, $2 on the 8. Okay? Now, I'm going to lock my bets in. He says to keep them working. Let's just win or lose on every roll. So we're not going to follow the puck. We're going to play every roll. So this is your initial starting bet, just like I show over here on the right. Now here's the trick. You need to keep track of your winnings and your losings, winnings and losses on that shooter. Okay? Now the first shooter is going to be easy because Bubble Craps will tell you what it is. Okay? So let's go ahead and roll and let's see what we can do here. Let's, okay, we're up $1. Let's turn on our turbo mode so we can go faster. So if you're keeping track in your head, you're up $1. Just remember, you're up 1. There's a 10. That wins another $1. You're up $2. There's a 6. You're up $3. We won't worry about the change. We're up $3. Whoops. Whenever you hit a 6 or an 8, you have to replace the field. So let's put that back in. We didn't make anything there. So we're up $3. There's a 3. That wins in the field. We're up $4. There's another 8. We're up $5. We have to replace the field. There's another 4. That wins. We're up $6. There's a 5. We lose the 5 because we don't have a bet on the 5. So that loses $1. So we're back down to $5. Replace your bet. There's a 6. You're up another dollar. We're actually close to 7, so I'm just going to say we're up $7. There's another 6. We're up $8. Replace the field. There's an 11. We're up $1. We're up $9. There's an 8. We're up another dollar. We're up $10 now. We've rolled 12 times. We have not rolled a 7 yet. It's hard to explain the strategy if you don't roll a 7. So let's go ahead and replace the field. There's an 8. That's another dollar winner. We're up almost $12 now. There's a 5. We lose $1 on the 5. So we're back down to almost $11. Replace the field. There's a loss. Replace the field. We're right around $10 now. There's a loss. Replace the field. We're down to about $9. There's a 9. We're up another dollar. Eventually we're going to roll the 7 and we're going to lose $5. Okay? So that $5 loss is still going to give us a net win of $4. So the next shooter we would start at this same level. So I'm trying to get to a point where we can show how to use the strategy to where you have to change your bet in the field. So let me do another. I mean, we just got really lucky and rolled a lot of numbers there. Let's try again here. Let's see if we can't get some 7s. When I was playing before, I rolled 7 like 6 times. So I had to keep track of everything. Okay, so let's go ahead and start again. Let's put $1 in the field. $2 on the 6, $2 on the 8. Let's roll. There's a 10. That wins in the field. That's $1 win. Let's go ahead and roll. There's a 6. That's $1 win. Replace the field. Another 6. So we win on the 6, but we lose on the field. So you got to replace the field. Okay, so we're up $3.66. There's a 3. We're up $4.66. And there's a 9. So I need. This is the first time I've wanted to roll a 7 and I can't. There's a 5. We're down $1. So we're up $4.66. Replace the field. There's the 11. We're up $5. There's a 10. We're up $6. So if we would roll a 7, we'd still have a positive net result. So we would not move anything up to the field. But let's just say that we were up $3 and we rolled the 7. We would lose these $5 here. So we were up 3. We would lose 5, so we're at -2. So your loss is $2. So that means on your next roller, you would put $2 in the field, and you would double the 6 and double the 8. Okay? I just need to get some 7 outs to show that. So let's go ahead and go back to $1. And let's roll. There's a 9. That's up $1. There's a 6. We have to replace the field. Here's a 5. I'm just going to let the Crapsy keep track of this. I'm still on shooter 1. There's another 5. We're up $7. There's a 10. There's an 8. There's a 2. So obviously I am not going to roll a 7. So I'm going to start over again. I want to show you what happens when we roll 7s. That's part of the strategy. Lock in our bets always on. Okay, let's start again. Let's start with a fresh shooter. $1 in the field. 2 in the 6, 2 in the 8. Okay, there's a 10. That wins $1 in the field. There's a 5. That loses $1. Replace the field. So we're back to even. There's a 9. We're up $1. There's the 7 out. Okay. So we were up $1. We rolled the 7 out. That we lost our $5. So our net for that shooter is a negative $4. So we need to now put $4 in the field. Okay? So that's the part you got to keep track of. So $4 in the field, and now double the 6 and the 8. So that would be $8 on the 6 and $8 on the 8, and you want one hit. So if you look at see what you're doing here, you're down $4. You want one hit. So these numbers, anything that you hit, except the 5 or the 7, will get you back to even, and then you go back to your initial bet. Okay, so we want one hit here, or you hit a 7. Now for that shooter, now we're down $20 for that shooter. We're down 24 total. So I'm thinking we put 24 in the field. And double that would be 48. We want one hit at this point. There's the 5. So we lost 24 in the 5. $48 in the field. 96. Let's get to 96 here. Okay, we want one hit. And there's one hit right there. Once you get that one hit, it should put you back into positive, and you start over. So we take everything down. We go $1 in the field, 2 on the 6, 2 on the 8. Now you got to keep track. You can't use bubble craps to tell you. You need to know by the shooter. So if you look at this shooter here, we could try it that way. But let's go ahead and roll. Let's try to keep this straight in our head. Okay? So now we're down $1. Replace the field. We're down $1. We're up $1. We're even. We're down $1. Replace the field. We're down another $1. We're down $2. Replace the field. We're up $2. We're even. We're up $1. We're plus 1. Up $1, plus 2. 7 out, minus 4. Plus 2, minus 4 is a negative 2. We lost $2. What, tell us that on here? No, it doesn't. So we lost $2. That means our next shooter, we start with $2. You always put your losses for the next shooter. Okay, so we lost $2 on that shooter. So we put 2 in the field. We double the 6 and the 8 to 4. Okay? We want one hit. We're trying to make up our $2 loss. And there it is. We just won $2. So now we're at even. So now we go down to 1 in the field, 2 on the 6, 2 on the 8. So there we're up $2. So plus 2, that wins $1. That's plus 3. That loses $1. That's plus 2. That loses $1. We're plus 1. That wins $1. We're plus 2. That wins $1. We're plus 3. That wins $1. We're plus 4. Oops, I forgot to put my bet in. We're plus 4. And there's the 7 out. So plus 4, lost 5, That puts us at a -1, which means we start with a 1 in the field. Whatever we lost 1. Okay? So if you think about this, the way martingale works is when you lose, you double your bet on the next roll to try to win your losses back. This is similar. When you lose, whatever you lose, you put back in the field, and then what are you doing? You're doubling the 6 and the 8. So in that regards, it's similar to a martingale system. Martingale systems work as long as you have unlimited amounts of chips to bet with, and you have unlimited table stakes. Your maximum bet is unlimited. My maximum bet is 500. So if I would get an unlucky streak to where I was down over $250, if I was down like 270, I would have to put 270 in the field, and I'd have to put 540 on the 6 and 8. It will not let me. The max is 500. So I'm not saying that you're going to get to that level quickly, but you could if you ran into a lot of 7 outs or some 5s. Now, if you're rolling a lot of 5s, then maybe you want to put double on the 5 also. Maybe you want to put 1 in the field and then twice as much on the 5, 6, and 8. Now you got to keep track of your losses, but you have another number in place. So now if you hit a 7, you've just lost. If you hit a 7 out, you've just lost $7. So your next bet would be 14 in the field and then 28 across the 5, 6, and 8. So as you can see, you could get some pretty large bets if you ran into some bad luck. Okay? So I like Waylon. I like Waylon. He's probably one of my most favorite YouTube craps players. If you don't know Waylon's Way, just search on YouTube, Waylon's Way craps, and start watching his videos. This one here says he has never lost with. And it's a grind. It's slow. But whenever you have a loss, your next bet is you're putting that amount of your loss on the field and you're doubling it on the 6 and 8. That's where you're going to win back that loss. Okay? If you just hit a field number, you're going to go back to even. If you hit the 6 or 8, you're going to go positive. And then if after one hit, you go back to your initial bet of $1 in the field and then double it on the 6 and the 8. Okay? I'm going to keep playing it. I wish I could have hit some 7 outs earlier in the session to show you how that works. But if you just keep track of your wins and your losses and play by the rules where whatever you put in the field, you double on your 6 and your 8, you'll be able to work this out. Okay? Give me your thoughts. Naysayers who hate martingale, tell me again why you hate the martingale. And those who have tried this, let me know your results and how you've done. But that's going to be our video for today. Hope everyone's having a great day. And as always, thanks for watching.
Hey guys, if you made it this far, please check out these other craps related channels.